gets ahead, Yorick can't recover until way later in the game, which is way past where KT would be looking to come online. These team compositions are very similar to game number 1 Sandbox, a little bit less of an insurance policy than game number 1.
However,
KT have a little bit more.
The best thing about Sandbox that I can see right now is the Realm Warp and Abyssal Voyage combination to come in. So they can be everywhere on the map very, very quickly and make these rotations really fast. So this mid-game that is going to come in is going to be all about where Sandbox are and how easily they can respond to early skirmishes, which is going back to more of the OG Sandbox style. I feel like this particular combination of Ryze, Olaf, LeBlanc, Ashe, and Tahm Kench should be able to get work done in that regard, but time will tell.
Time shall tell, indeed. As the Olaf, his job is just to make sure nothing goes catastrophic in the early stages of the game. And then there's the one-item explosiveness on the side for them. But on the flip side, Draven, Braum, Lissandra, Kha'Zix, and Yorick. Kha'Zix doesn't have really any ability to gank, unless it's something that's a dream scenario that's set up for the laner. So a little bit hard-pressed for him, but I think the real focus is actually down in the bottom lane with Draven. Mid and top are essentially islands.
Yep, I agree with you here. I'm excited to see how these compositions are going to work out as we hit the Rift, though. Game number 2 right now. Huge cheer. KT Rolster. Fans desperate for a game number 3 and a win for Score's 500th game. Wouldn't that be nice?
Well, we'll see what ends up happening here. As in game number 1, Kha'Zix with a little bit of a delayed start.
I feel like draft-wise, this doesn't feel as good for Sandbox as game number 1
right.
did.
It's definitely not. KT, definitely a little bit closer here. I would still give the edge to Sandbox. But in game number 1, it really felt something like a 75-25. This definitely feels much more in line with a 55-45, 60-40 maybe.
Yep.
In favor of Sandbox.
We'll see whether OnFleek can actually make stuff happen on the Olaf. Recently, Olafs that we've seen have basically done nothing. They've been passengers in a lot of these games as Joker's going to look to Snowflower. They're going to trade some slows and otherwise just walk away. A lot of deep vision, though, available here on the side of Sandbox. You can see starting over on this red buff, able to get vision there, and an extra ward, in fact, going down from Smeb just to make sure that that one is going to be safe. Score not wanting to go into vertical jungling by the look of things, wants to be able to guarantee that he can get over to take himself his red camp as well. On Fleek, starting his jungle route by himself, so he's going to smite that blue away.
And if OnFleek actually reads everything correctly, he could just go Blue Gromp into Scuttle Crab and then maybe meet Kha'Zix in his right-hand side jungle, potentially threaten a steal on the Raptor camp, as Olaf is particularly good at eating that.
Yep.
We'll have to see what the priorities are looking like, though, in mid and top lane, respectively. So far, Summit, I think, is doing a relatively fine job.
Trying to keep that Olaf as low as possible.
Map hacks coming out.
Yep, that's the benefit. The Hawk Shot available here is on Fleek.
Oh, man.
Gonna hop right into the brush here. Undertow is going to short. But Score is actually just going to give him a bit of a leash here as Ghost. He's going to take down the Rift Scuttler. Now Score's going to get slowed. Another axe is going to be there. Reckless Swing is good as the Popcorn Chicken was helping Score out.
Just eat the... Oh,
He wanted to deny it, I guess.
Yeah, I
Make
thought that
Score
Score would eat it, yeah. So he ends up actually stunting Score ever so slightly. He is really healthy, but he does want to give up on this, and the reason that's happening, the reason that Olaf doesn't persist with this counter jungling is because Yorick got priority in top lane, Lissandra got it in mid lane, they would have first collapse, and Olaf would just fall really far behind. And already on the flip side, OnFleek got the Scuttle Crab, he did consume some of the Raptor camp, and his bottom lane was able to eat the right-hand side Scuttle. So, not the best of spots so far for Spore here.
Yeah, it's been denied a lot, as the rest of OnFleek's jungle is going to go down. He grabs himself his own red buff. now he's going to be feeling pretty comfortable. It's not going to translate into too many leads or anything like that, but as you can see here down the bottom side of the map, Ghost and Joker are having a great time. Up against Gango and Snowflower, 28 CS to 20 is actually a big deal for an Ashe lane, but especially one that is flanked by a Tahm Kench, more known for his defensiveness rather than his aggressiveness. Smeb feels like he has to farm with the Morning Mist, has to give away with a lot of these minions that are going down.
Smeb definitely not in the best of positions here in top lane. His mana pool is about at 50% right now. Ryze still has both of his refillables and a biscuit, but it's not the end of the world. It's reached a point where there's so many spellcaster minions plus the cannon that Smeb is not losing almost any minions. You can see he's able to last hit these few remaining Stranglers that have a little bit of HP missing. Hold on.
Speaking of HP missing, Joker has to flash to get Ghost out of the way, but that is going to mean that KT can't follow up for the gank. That is 2 summoner spells down, and no joy there for Score on the bottom side. I feel like this is a sign of things to come, to be perfectly honest. It's going to be very hard for Score to find his way in and actually get some successful ganks, but that is still a success, heal and flash. Give it over in trade of Snowflower's flash.
Things about this is, so right now we're seeing that OnFleek's on the left-hand side of the map. He's about to eat his Grom. You know what's about to come up next? The rubber-banded Raptor camp, as well as the rubber-banded Krug camp just north. But it does look like they want to utilize the priority for Ghost and Joker, as well as the mid lane priority, to force Score out of the right-hand side Scuttle Crab. And he just showed himself.
And now Dove is looking to try and just knock him all the way out of his jungle completely. The Wolf Camp is available, but Joker's going to turn up. They're going to be able to devour that one if they want to. Smeb going down very, very low topside, and things are going...
Score's trying to flip a coin. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, okay. B2D wants to claw his way forward. He does steal that one away, and in goes B2D. Can we win the fight now as First Blood does go to the Kazakhs? And Joker, remember from earlier, does not have that flash available, but Blast Cone is going to get him to relative safety. And KT say, no, Catfish, not on the menu tonight. That's not what we want.
The bug helped out the Catfish.
Yeah, he did.
That's what just happened.
Animal Kingdom.
And so
sticking up for each other.
The coin flip ended up working out for KT, but it's more concerning that they hand shook a coin flip. That's the really surprising thing for me right there. That was a really good avoidance.
Yeah, fantastic devour there to come in from Ghost.
And now you can see Ghost and Joker, they don't, I think, want to give up position. They know that Gango wants to recall. And actually, they just let him do it, which is really surprising. Yeah. Because Ashe would benefit definitely from locking the Draven into the lane, given the current HP and mana state in addition to the biscuits. And we see this once again. Score, in the weirdest turn of events, is so content, willing to handshake this. We can see that Joker hasn't even used Devour right now. Everyone is hitting the Scuttle Crab. Joker still had Devour available, but Score picks it up really quickly with a Smite. They knew that BDD was coming, and this is just such a peculiar blunder. Now right here, Score, trying to even the score. He's trying to, make up for the coin flip. There has to be a balance.
Just not entirely sure why you flash to hit the Blast Cone when you're going to get the Tahm Kench to safety with it. It's an odd maneuver. Dove picks up a blue buff though. No harm, no foul. Sandbox, let's see how they recover from this one. At the moment, it's not exactly translated into any sort of gold lead or anything like that. Ghost goes back. He's got to build Water Cutlass, but there's BF Sword on Gango. The Draven's pretty happy at this stage.
Does look like Smeb is maybe having a little bit of a rough time up in top. He's down 11 CS right now. Maiden already summoned, and his mana pool does look like it's at 45–50%.
Yeah, Summer's mana pool, however, is feeling pretty fine at this point. He's got a lost chapter, so going for the mana regen rather than stacking the tier earlier. Just wants to be able to dominate his lane.
And the raw power.
Yeah.
With the AP.
I like it. Not wanting to scale as much as just take some control.
Snap having to recall.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, the Ryze just having a really, really good time. Arrow not going to land.
He's got a career in the NFL if he ever wants it.
Yep. Yeah, that's offside a little bit.
Not quite the field goal he's looking for, but
nope,
it's all right.
I liked Gango's I'm going to keep walking
maneuver.
As BDD gets himself Ring of Frost, and that's it. thought there was going to be something exciting happening there, but nothing actually happened. Smeb and Julia move up towards the top side.
It's actually some really nice RNG for Smeb that there were so many minions remaining.
Look at Summit. Look at how upset he is that Julia is cheating on him.
Christian Grey was about to put her in the cage. Smeb had to pull her back real quick, so no big deal.
Well, thankfully, Smeb is able to save her. It's the least you can do, Smeb, to be honest. Sandbox, though, complete vision of where OnFleek is as he moves down towards the bottom side of the map. Sandbox wanted to shove this one out to see whether they can grab themselves the Mountain Drake, which is going to be our first of this particular game. See if they can actually get some control, though, because B2D, with priority in the mid lane, is very, very comfortable. And look at these control wards that are down. Dove just can straight up miss that chain. That's bad news. Electrocute, I believe, was on cooldown, which is why it didn't properly. As OnFleek is able to clear things out.
A lot of just vision control, very basic for everyone here. And nothing really too exciting has happened, and this is very similar to last game. There was basically one explosive turning point after another, and then eventually Summit just completely took over the game. And it's really looking like he's positioning himself to do that again here.
Yep.
In game number 2. This is very reminiscent of the first series of the game, watching Keen against Sword.
Well, still, it's not over until the fat lady sings, so still not exactly working out exactly whether it's going to work or not, but Summit's not going to die just here. Realm Warp's going to get him out of the way of Smeb. He's going to be comfortable.
Or
yeah, looking for the dive. Summit doesn't have a stopwatch available, as Julia's just going to get pegged over, and he's going to be sacrificed. Sacrificed. That is just so sad.
That was really sad. And Smeb missed a cannon.
Yep, and Summit didn't. So that is just more advantages piling on for Summit.
This is almost a 30 CS lead. I mean, yes, there is a sizable minion wave that is coming into Smeb, but he's going to take a lot of damage.
At least Smeb does now have Merc Treads, as Summit is once again going to be put in the baby cage, but without Julia, it just doesn't do enough damage. And a full wave of minions also waiting around.
And Summit has teleport available. He has a perfect wave crashing. He's going to be able to recall, teleport back into the lane, and then continue to put the pain on. As OnFleek is going to encounter
the insect.
The bug. Yep.
Oh, speaking of encounters, Joker going to deny Snowflower his ultimate with his W. Feels good, man.
Teleport available on the rise, and look at the bottom lane CS difference as well.
Yeah.
Ghost and Joker just doing such a fantastic job.
Ghost has really been playing well on the Ashe.
Yep.
Actually, only
here comes Map Hacks.
Recently playing it for the first time, I think about a week or two. Yep. Really wasn't one of our Ashe players when she was peak of the meta in the Prey days, and players like Deft as well, who really did like to play her, but was never really for Ghost.
And so right now here in game number 2, bottom lane and top lane doing fantastic jobs.
Mid lane's fine though as well. I mean, it does 10 CS behind, but for Sandbox, this is going very well. For KT, they want to start getting these skirmishes working yet again, because playing around B2D and how strong he is, that's a great idea. This ain't, as our score is going to go into the stasis. Sorry, you do with the invisibility. Joker's going to get stunned, but he does save his Ashe, and Ghost pops out pretty aggressively, actually, as Gango is going to get undertowed. OnFleek wanting it. Ragnarok is available. They're looking to chase after. Snowflower's going to get flashed on and taken down. They're going to trade 1 for 1 as B2D makes that first rotation. Dove was back in base, and this is a really scary prospect. Okay, not going to be able to get the Devour onto B2D. Joker still had that one on cooldown, but it's a 1 for 1 bottom side of the map, but there's no summoners remaining apart from Joker's flash.
Yeah, and I mean, it's not just a 1 for 1 though. Dove is still in mid lane. He's still pushing. I think he's going to get maybe a plate here. Oh, not quite. Looks like he's going to come up just shy. But now Ghost and Joker, they're going to be able to stay for an additional minion wave. Gango doesn't have teleport available. Everything is looking fantastic, and truthfully, this ends up being a really big win. BDD not realizing that Dove just wants to recall, loses all of his HP, loses some minions as well.
Also, Dove feeling like he wants to get frisky here. Doesn't have a lot of mana bar, which is why he couldn't follow further forward, but landing the Mimic Chains was certainly a great move, as Ghost is going to get
fantastic
denied.
Move.
Yeah, not going to be able to get back. Bloodthirster is now completed for Gango as well. See where the Blade of the Ruin King is going to be in for Ghost. He didn't manage to get anything much, really, just 1 assist to his name at this point, but with the extra CS that he does have, the Blade of the Ruin King is now done. That's 1 completed item apiece for both of these bot lane champions. Let's see this one more time.
And so the Ash Arrow ends up hitting onto the Kha'Zix, but definitely no way to possibly follow up. Snowflower ends up getting the passive procced by Gengo, and then immediately they turn. And you can see OnFleek having a very bizarre choice for how aggressive he wanted to continue this. Lissandra coming in here, doesn't really matter. LeBlanc obviously not going to follow, she's making her way back into mid lane, but not able to really accomplish anything right here. As KT continuing to look towards this left-hand side of the map. I don't think, yeah, they did not know that Score was right there.
Yep, Shelly being considered right now, but BDD going to get out of there. Does have the Claw of Doom, so he's going to be fine. That is going to be Ghost Volley only landing onto Snowflower. They look to clear out this control ward. That volley is going to be a little bit higher value. And even Ghost being able to grab the Ninja Tabi to put her ahead of Gango is actually huge news, just because of the raw amount of physical damage that Ghost could be taking here from Gango in these ensuing skirmishes and fights. Helping against Smeb and Score a little bit as well. It's only BDD that he really needs to worry about, and she's mostly utility. In the Lissandra, stand aside. Comes in, but Ghost sidesteps the ability that he needs to sidestep.
They're completely even on gold.
Yeah.
About maybe a 50 or 100 gold difference here in favor of KT.
It's just swinging back and forward as certain people are clearing out certain minions, so this game's certainly nothing in it at this point in time.
Certainly still going to be a while until something truly explosive ends up happening.
Not entirely sure how that chain landed, as Dove is not entirely sure how Score managed to do that much damage. Mimic Distortion gets Dove out of the way. He's going to survive for the moment, but this might mean that KT can actually get a look in on this Mountain Drake.
They'll definitely get some very good and necessary tempo advantage going for them here in the mid lane.
Yep, Archangel stuff done for Summit though. He's got some soft boots, looking for an Oblivion Orb. He's going to be an absolute menace. As we move further into this game, Hawkshot spots that the Mountain Drake has been started, but it's taking a lot of damage here from KT. I don't think Sandbox are going to be able to get in here. As BDD comes on over, gets hit by the Undertow, and that's a teleport being invested here from KT. As Ghost is going to get devoured. They're looking to try and keep them alive. Good slow to come in from the volley. Flash out there from Summit, trying to keep himself up as OnFleek. Looking for the flanking position. Dove also going to be here. Realm Warp just gets Sandbox out, and it looks like they have disengaged.
Yeah, they have successfully disengaged.
Oh no, Julia.
Yeah, Julia ends up going down. And so now KT, they pick themselves up the Mountain Drake. And teleports are used by both top laners, but almost 40 CS lead for the Rise.
Still huge for Summit, but he had to use his flash, and Smeb didn't, so maybe an opportunity for Score. If they can maybe put the Rise in the baby cage. It's not the Oblivion Orb that Summit's decided to go for. It's just got the Ruby Crystal sitting there. Fiendish Codex was what he decided to finish up. First round, see whether it's a Righteous Glory to come in for this Rise as well.
Another lull state continuing to ensue here.
It's about that time.
Yep.
17 minutes in. Not exactly a huge plate game. Not a lot of plates actually going down anywhere, as this laning phase is ensuing for a lot longer than we've seen in a lot of our other series. Smeb just pulls up some of his ghoulies. That's going to block a Q or two.
The Rise is just so scary right now. Joker and Ghost are here. Yeah, I actually just don't think there's anything Smeb can do to get out of this. He can summon Julia all that he wants, but I think it's definitely going to be lights out.
Oh, well, he is going to use the flash. The arrow was available. Actually, just comes up now as the tower does fall. Okay, Volley going to slow down KT, but they're getting routed at this point. Arrow finally does land. It's onto BDD, but he's not exactly the prime target. Ults himself up to keep himself alive as Sandbox just waited out. Now looking to re-engage as Snowflower taking a lot of damage. Dove distorts over. BDD in trouble. The Krugs may be helping as Dove grabs that kill with the electrocute. Now Smeb has to run for the hill. Snowflower, Sacrificial Lamb, Whirling Death. Not exactly doing enough here at this stage. Score dives forward, Ghost flashes away. And now Gango, he has to flash to get himself out of this one as well. He's just so squishy. The three-man stand-aside is really, really nice. But OnFleek underneath this turret has to deal with Julia, as KT look like they're not going to lose any more.
Tom Kench taking everyone
Voyage,
taking everyone into mid lane. They're going to be able to convert this into a mid-tier 1 turret capture, and this is fantastic play here by Sandbox. They pick themselves up. Couple of kills, they get a lot of value, and now they're also going to convert into a tier 1 turret here in mid lane as the gold gap extends to about 3,000 now.
Yep.
In favor of Sandbox.
Dove looking to back here, but he's on a blast cone. Able to get out of the way of Score. Score going to deny that one, but I don't know why you didn't just blast cone yourself underneath the turret and then start the back. A little bit disrespectful as Score is going to start up Shelly. Needs to kill her in 50 seconds and decides that he's not even going to try.
Not even. Maybe she's just not interested.
Maybe.
You ever think about that?
Well, I mean, I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, you didn't.
I did not. Sorry.
No.
I apologize.
No problem. This one was actually very surprising. It was very interesting how Ghost went all the way around, but Joker was not with him. Even though both
Ragnarok
had
was already procced here from Unfleek.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ragnarok was already not available. Lissandra unable to get away. Very bizarre usage of the Claw. Joker ended up missing out on the Tongue Lash right there. And so it looked like for a second maybe BDD would be able to get away.
And
But
Dove actually gets in range of the auto by getting booped forward from the Dark Procession. That feels real bad. That also feels bad if you're a Joker fan, as the Catfish is going to get taken down in his natural habitat.
Very sad day.
Yeah, just one of those things, as the arrow is going to stop a back. All right.
Okay. Well, that backstop is actually...
All right, might have actually got them this turret.
It's definitely just to be a thorn in the side of KT right now, as they're just trying to stall for time. Ash is going to shove in the mid wave.
So they're not going to get that one, as Score is going to get comboed, has to flash to get out of the way of the last proc, because there was an extra sigil on his head. That would have been a lot of extra damage. That had it gone off.
And Dove is able to repel 3 people now as Julia.
She's going to get mad at Unfleek. Unfleek not too worried about it. He's got a Cinderhulk as well as building towards his Black Cleaver by the looks of things. A reset to come in for the bottom lane of KT will mean that Sandbox are going to be able to have even more control of this map. 3,000 gold now the lead at 21 minutes into this game. 2 items now completed for the Ashes. We're going to check how the heck Joker died.
Even with map hack available, Joker did not know that Score and friends were all just waiting, and this looks like a trap.
Yeah.
That's what that looks like.
Yeah.
It's like those really sad times in movies where someone just takes wrong turns, and then you know that they're not long for this.
It's like the sad reality of fishing with a trolling net instead of a fishing rod. You know, it's not exactly the skill game. It's just we're gonna sweep the entire ocean.
That just reminded me of like someone in The Walking Dead walking into somewhere and then they're trapped, and all the zombies are just
surrounded them.
Yeah, the walkers. And that just reminded me. I haven't watched the last 3 episodes.
I still haven't watched any of season 9. So
you know, I'm only watching at this point for Negan.
Oh, me too. I love the character.
That's it.
Is that because you're a Tekken fan?
Nope.
No? Okay.
Not at all.
Just checking in. I think it's pretty cool that they managed to get the crossover with Tekken. That's pretty irrelevant to this particular video game. But, you know, check it out if you're a Tekken fan.
You know what would be a great crossover is a Lickitung Tahm Kench.
Oh, I've already spoken about it so many times, dude.
That needs to happen.
There are so many Pokemon related skins. Like, what about Pikachu Cannon, dude? That is a no-brainer.
Oh, that's obvious, yeah. Duh.
As Score and Onfleek are fighting this one out. Ragnarok does come forward, but it's a man advantage here for KT, so Score is going to win that one for now. Onfleek saying gentleman's agreement.
Alice, don't hype up. Nothing's happening anymore, okay?
You know me.
We're entering into the lull state, okay?
We're continuing the lull state. I think it's been happening for about 5.5 minutes.
What do you think about a champion who has skins that are like... What is it? What game is it? You can. There's a. Is it Super Smash Brothers or something? There's a character that has a female and a male version.
Oh yeah, that is Smash Brothers. Yeah.
That would be interesting.
Ooh, a bit of a gender bender type skin idea.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to it.
You know.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Although it does sort of ruin the lore.
Maybe for a new champion or something.
Yeah, potentially. You know. As that's going to be an arrow landing. Snowflower has the Unbreakable, and he's able to flash himself to safety. Score now making his way in. We're going to get the Devour onto Onfleek as Joker has to flash. The Claw not exactly going to be able to create enough space as Dove tries to find the chain, but doesn't. Summit finally turns up, and now is the time where KT probably don't want to fight. The Rise just turns up and say, "Oi, what's all this then?" And then leaves again. And goes back to his room.
I like the two red teleports coming in simultaneously.
Yeah.
I got like a Star Wars feeling. I don't know why, but nonetheless, here in the game, the 3K gold lead has almost become a 4K gold lead.
It is extending.
Yep.
As this game goes on to Sandbox, they are keeping control. Speaking of control, Score does use the Void Assault, but that's not what you want to be doing, really. Throwing that ultimate down for basically no reason. Undertow goes into the Tri-Brush. Ward's going to be cleared. Unfleek 1-2-1 currently on the Olaf. Has his Black Cleaver done. See whether Sandbox can actually get any of these skirmishes, though. You can see they've got Soul Vision around this Baron. 25 minutes in. Both of the teams have a Mountain Drake, and another one is going to be spawning in 2 minutes' time. So someone will be able to get the double Mountain. Will have that very, very powerful Baron damage.
The thing that is on my mind right now is that Sandbox, they have the better team fighting composition. You can see Smeb is never able to engage into his split push right now. Lissandra is just being held and maintained up in top lane. And Sandbox, I feel like they're so much better at team fighting than KT, and so I feel like the writing is on the wall. But I said that about the series from earlier today, where Griffin, they were in the position with the better team comp and the lead and advantages, and they blundered it.
Well, BDD's not going to blunder it this time. Takes the core out in the nick of time, as Onfleek was looking to try and get some work done. Dove goes up and clears out that minion wave, but they're out of turret. In fact, all of the outer turrets are still available here for Sandbox. They've kept it all alive. That's a lot of global gold going begging here on the side of KT. But Sandbox have just kept control of the map. They've not relinquished anything. And I mean, jealously holding on to your objectives like this can be good and can be bad, you know? Because sometimes you can't make those aggressive plays on the Baron if you need all of the lanes to be in the right state for you. However, this hasn't necessarily been Sandbox throwing away opportunities in order to keep up this level of control. So I really do like it.
Very slow and methodical here. Only 6 kills at 26 minutes. Mountain Drake coming up in 25 seconds. The top lane state maybe going to be fixed once by Dove before he heads down to the Dragon. But should be noted that BDD does not have teleport either. So BDD heading over there right now, I believe, as Dove probably should make his way over.
Yep, some pings to go down. Dove does have the cleanse, so no teleport, of course, for this LeBlanc. Winter's Bite going to go wide there from Snowflower, as Score's going to get tagged up by an Undertow. Smeb tries to get in, but Summit, look at him, phase rushing his way forward. They want to try and grab him here. Dark Procession comes forward, but they do manage to get Summit out of there. Now the rest of Sandbox will be in a 4v5 situation unless the Rise can make his way over. But look at that AoE damage, just insane.
Rise has teleport, though.
Yep, is he going to be able to go back and get back in time, though, before this Mountain Drake is taken? Oh, it does reset. Now the teleport comes in. Oh, the Brahms just deleted it, and that's the second Mountain to go over. Onfleek is inside the Dark Procession. He is going to go down into a stopwatch as BDD does the same. It is the Olaf falling, but BDD, can he actually get his way back in? He is going to. That is hyper-aggressive. But Summit, he's got his Zhonya's. He's going to be really comfortable. Flashes over. There's the Rune Prison. As now Smeb's going to follow suit. Summit in trouble. Is taken out by Score, who has a lot of extra damage. And the rest of Sandbox, where were they? No one protecting the Rise. Looking to go 1 versus 3. And they were chasing BDD, who makes it out alive.
A little bit of a mechanical blunder by Summit did end up resulting in KT being able to capitalize. Oh, man, Score.
Yep. Old man Score, in fact, as he leads his way out. Doesn't kill Ghost, but is able to keep himself alive. That is great news for the jungler of KT in his 500th game. 3,000 gold is still the lead, but as the dust settles, it's even on the kills, and Sandbox got the Mountain Drake.
Take another quick look at this, and very bizarre. Ghost was so willing to throw the Enchanted Crystal Arrow at the Braum. Summit lost so much of his HP at the very start of the fight, he was forced to recall and then teleport back in. And you can see right here, Dove setting up Snowflower to be deleted in just a moment's time as soon as the distortion was back up. Very fortunate for Sandbox. The Dragon releashed, and this allowed the teleport to come in from Rise. I was very surprised that it was a forward teleport rather than a flanking one. But OnFleek able to get in there, steal away the Mountain Drake, and then right here, BDD was looking to make a little bit of a donation. OnFleek went into the stopwatch summit, not able to delete BDD right there. He goes into the Zanya's Hourglass, and you can see how cautious Ghost and Dove and friends are all being. Rise goes forward, but Ghost went on to the Lissandra. Abyssal Voyage not quite cast at the right location. A little bit of miscommunication ends up resulting in KT to get away from that a little bit more unscathed than maybe they should have.
Well, another arrow flies towards the Braum. Once again, not the ideal target there, as that's another Zhonya's who's going to be utilized. Snowflower very, very low, but it's Joker that falls down first. Adoration stacks now picked up, make that double, as KT are putting Gango in a great position. BDD grabs the third kill, and now Dove wants to be able to get himself a pick-off, but the distortion has to be used defensively, and now BDD can use the last of his mana to guarantee a Baron here for KT Rolster.
It looks like KT should be able to surely pick this up. They have the Maiden. OnFleek does not have Flash available. He has Smite, but it's not going to matter. This is going to be Baron going over to KT.
And that's before Gango has cashed in the 2.2k, if you don't mind, that he just put together. He's going to be very, very close to his next crit item, if not just able to buy that one outright.
Oh, take another look at it. Ghost is shooting these arrows at the weirdest of times. And then after this, everything is just such a tragedy where no one is positioned correctly. They're not playing the team fights correctly. And KT just keep getting really good edges.
Yeah, that was just a very, very strange use of the Enchanted Crystal Arrow on a Braum with Unbreakable. It's just very, very confusing. Guardian Angel now to come in. Ghost has put that one together. Defensive item choice as Rapid Fire Cannon is completed here for Gango.
The gold advantage for KT is only about 1,000. Obviously, they're going to be able to raise the mid-tier 1
OnFleek might just
here.
be dead, though, as Joker has to use his Devour very early. Now Dove does connect the chains to BDD, but can't go too far forward. Now these minions are going to survive, and KT are going to take down their first outer turret of the game. This could be so much gold for KT if they can control multiple minion waves around this map, because they hadn't taken a turret yet until that Baron fell down. It's all just there, right for the taking.
Yeah. 2,000 gold lead right now for KT. Trying to clear out vision is Sandbox, and one of the other problems that Sandbox have for them here in this game number 2 is that there's so much magic resistance on the side of KT, and there's no Void Staff present.
Yeah.
For the Rise or Dove, and Dove is going into Death Cap.
And Ghost really hasn't been able to free hit or anything like that. I mean, BDD has been able to get on top of him whenever he wants to, and Ghost feels, once again, he's just going to throw it into the Unbreakable.
Oh, man.
I don't know. I don't know what he's been thinking, really. They just want to be able to get anything, I guess.
Well, Baron only 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining. Clown Drake spawning right now.
Yep, not exactly high priority. That is going to be a bit of respite for Sandbox, as they will be able to give that one away. Flora is going to come out. That gets a distortion in trade. Not going to get followed there from BDD. In a turret now, should be taken down with a couple of these axes that Gango can throw out. Speaking of axes, Undertow doing basically nothing here from OnFleek at this point in time, and Olaf, I think, has outlasted his relevance at this stage. Smeb is now very, very tanky, and despite the great early game from Summit, I feel like it's all for naught. KT have really taken control. 4,000 gold now, the lead for KT Rolster. Does Sandbox turn this one around? I mean, 30 seconds left on this Baron. Soon it's going to be done. 4.3k is the power play.
Definitely a big power play for them. Dove almost maybe has the death cap complete. Also, one of the things to look at is the level differences across some of the champions. Support, or the bottom lane for KT are both ahead by a level. 1 level lead also in mid lane as well as the jungle.
And we're even on the top side, as both of them are looking for that level 18.
Rise, I think, going Void Staff as his 4th item. Death Cap is now completed for Dove.
Yeah, so he needs his Void Staff here as well, so that he can actually do some damage to these carries. Hex Drinker picked up the Gango is a great idea. As Sandbox Wanted to keep themselves in this one. No more Baron to worry about, and their base didn't get broken, but this game state is very different from what it used to be. And Ghost, please just don't throw an arrow at Snowflower. Okay.
Oh.
Chain is going to land. Arrow held
Draven,
onto.
yeah. Did quite a bit of damage just there.
Yep. B2D actually going to get over this wall, as you can see, so that's another inner turret taken. Baron or no Baron, KT are just taking control of this one.
On Fleek now, shoving out on the Olaf, trying to eat away at some of the minion waves, get himself some solo XP as well.
Yeah, trying to eat away at the time as well. For KT to have control of this Baron area. Wanting to get Dove back on the map, and he is. Going to be there now. Bot lane is where B2D is headed towards. Dove is going to join him. Now Ghost is building towards an Infinity Edge, but Gango is just, he's online. He's doing so much damage. Just wanted to use the blast gun, I guess. Take a bit of a ride.
Summit
6 seconds on
might be going down here.
Yep, Score's going to pop out as Summit. He's going to flash the Dark Procession. That's good news, but does he have the Seraph's Embrace? The arrow is going to land, but it's all for naught. In fact, Summit doesn't use any of his activatables. He's got his teleport available, but it's a minute in the Death Chamber.
Yeah.
As KT might actually be routed here. Snowflower throws out the ult. Nice triple knock up there as, okay, that's Gango offering one back. The Whirling Death is just disgusting. That's the double kill. And you thought you caught the KT bottom lane. They caught you, my friend.
Nash is trying to do her best to remove the minions in mid, but that's going to be it, most likely for Go. No, the Braum passive didn't land.
Flashes from everyone as Ghost is able to use his blast going to get himself out.
Yep.
The rest of KT are actually winning the game, by the way, so they are going to move towards the top lane. They will break open the base. Inhibitor is going to go down, and they might even be able to push even further forward as Gango here in the mid lane is looking to head back towards the Baron that has just spawned, and KT, perfect timing, will head over and just grab that one for themselves. No contest available.
Without On Fleek being alive and Summit having been picked off previously a minute ago in the top lane, it's going to be the second Baron going over to KT, and I just think that all of the magic resist and the itemization right now is just so heavily in KT's favor. I can't imagine a world where Sandbox should be able to bring them down inside of a team fight.
Yeah. And Summit just demonstrating exactly that to you right here. As this is a 3 versus 2, On Fleek does manage to get the double undertow, but B2D, he claws his way in towards the backside, and Whirling Death, Frozen Tomb, all of the buttons. And that is a very dead few members of Sandbox, and a very easy Baron over to KT. And what I'm learning is, Lissandra's a pretty good champion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm learning.
She is quite good.
Wow. That is a lot of jungler damage in this game.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like the live stat.
Score doing about as much as Smith, which is just crazy.
Oh, man.
Well, not going to be taken. On Fleek does have GA, so that's going to deter them as Smeb finds the Morning Mist and puts Joker into the Dark Procession. Arrow going to land this time onto the Yorick. Takes a couple of cheeky autos, but yeah, basically did nothing. I believe he's taken Tenacity there in the Precision Tree, as well as some Merc Treads. So yeah, he's going to be getting out of CC very, very quickly. Hawkshot spots B2D and Score, but what can they actually do to respond to it? And it feels like about nothing, as Super Creeps now will be crashing on the top side of the map. And look at the mid lane inhibitor turret. It is holding on by a hair's breadth.
And Ghost trying to hold on to the bottom turret as Dove gonna have to distortion away. Summit clearing all the minions on the left-hand side. That's gonna be a second inhibitor of the game.
Yeah, it just feels like KT, they can start up a fight whenever they want to, or just not start up one at all, as they are just slowly stretching Sandbox too thin. And On Fleek, he'll have to go back to the fountain. That should buy KT enough of an opportunity to move this Baron towards the bottom side and just crack the base open in every single spot possible. Morning Mist lands, little ghoulies come in, that's the Dark Procession, and that is a dead turret. Dove now trying to get himself out. That's a good knock-up to come in from Snowflower. The Braum has been a very high-value target, but Summit does manage to pick up the Lissandra on the back end, and now Sandbox find themselves in a 5v4 situation. Gango still needs to be respected, as there's the Realm Warp. It's going to take 3 over, but this is a 3 versus 4 in this isolated scenario. The Maiden comes back up again. Dove is going to lose his clone, but that is not exactly what you're worried about. That is, though. Escort picks up the kill on the mid laner. Summit now does find Gango, but can OnFleek and Joker actually do anything because the Ashe is just taken out by herself? It was Sandbox splitting themselves up, and now KT should be able to just win the game.
Yeah, I think that there's way too many minions, and even though Summit is going to be able to come off of the fountain, it's all just way too easy. Zanya's Hourglass goes down.
Yeah, finds his Zonya's key that time, but he does find the Death Chamber afterwards, and Gango able to grab that last kill and the 50 gold out of the net.